Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Speak English with Rea podcast, the show where you learn real English for real life. I'm Rea.
Hey everyone, I'm Alex. Thanks for listening today.
In this episode, we're talking about how to learn English in 2026, step by step, without stress and without giving up.
If your goal is to speak English fluently, understand movies, and feel confident in conversations, this episode is for you.
Alex, let's start with an honest question. Learning English, is it easy?
It can be fun, but no, it's not always easy, and that's okay.
Exactly. Learning English takes effort, dedication, and consistency. There's no magic shortcut.
But there is a smart way, and the most important rule for learning English in 2026 is daily practice.
That's right. Even 20 minutes of English every day is better than studying for hours once a week. Your brain needs regular contact with English, listening, speaking, and reading every single day.
Listening is the foundation. Podcasts, videos, music. Surround yourself with English as much as possible.
But listening alone isn't enough. To improve your English speaking skills, you have to talk. Even if you're alone, speak out loud, repeat new words, practice pronunciation. That's a great foundation.
But speaking out loud to yourself is one thing. Speaking with another person is the next level. That's where language partners come in. A language partner is someone you meet with regularly to practice speaking. They are typically a native speaker of the language you're learning, and in exchange, you help them with your native language. It's a powerful way to improve because it forces you to actively use the language in a real conversation.
Exactly, and technology has made finding a partner incredibly easy. There are fantastic apps like Tandem, HelloTalk, and Speaky designed for this. When you create your profile, be specific. Instead of saying, I want to learn English, say, I am an intermediate speaker from Brazil looking to practice conversational English for 30 minutes twice a week. Add a friendly photo and list your hobbies. This helps attract partners who share your interests, making conversations more engaging.
Those are excellent tips for getting started. Once you've found a partner, it's important to structure your sessions. A common and effective method is the 30-30 split. You spend 30 minutes speaking English, where your partner helps you, and then you switch and spend 30 minutes speaking in your native language, where you help them. As for topics, you can start with simple things like hobbies, work, or daily routines. As you get more comfortable, you can move on to more complex subjects like cultural differences, current events, or even watching a movie separately and discussing it afterward.
Those are excellent tips for getting started. Once you've found a partner, it's important to structure your sessions. A common and effective method is the 30-30 split. You spend 30 minutes speaking English, where your partner helps you, and then you switch and spend 30 minutes speaking in your native language, where you help them. As for topics, you can start with simple things like hobbies, work, or daily routines. As you get more comfortable, you can move on to more complex subjects like cultural differences, current events, or even watching a movie separately and discussing it afterward.
To really make the partnership effective, a little preparation goes a long way. Before each session, think of a few questions to ask. Don't be afraid to ask for corrections. You can say, could you please correct me if I make a mistake? It shows you're serious about learning. And remember, it's a two-way street. Be an engaged and patient listener when it's your partner's turn to practice. The best partnerships are built on mutual respect and support.
Beyond just speaking, technology can create a digital immersion environment right on your phone. You can surround yourself with English in your daily life, making learning feel less like a chore and more like a natural part of your day. It's about using those small pockets of time you have, waiting for a bus, on your lunch break, and filling them with English.
Exactly. For vocabulary, spaced repetition apps like Anki or Memrise are game changers. They use an algorithm to show you new words right before you're about to forget them, which is incredibly efficient for memorization. For grammar, you can use the free version of Grammarly. When you write an email or social media post in English, it will check your text and suggest corrections, helping you learn from your mistakes. And for listening, you're already in the right place. Podcasts and audiobooks are perfect for tuning your ear to different accents and the natural rhythm of English.
And the key is integrating these tools seamlessly into your life. For instance, listen to an English podcast on your commute instead of music. During your coffee break, spend 10 minutes reviewing vocabulary on Anki instead of scrolling social media. While cooking dinner, play an English audiobook in the background. These small, consistent actions build up over time and create a powerful learning habit.
All these tools and strategies are fantastic, but they won't work without the right mindset. Let's talk about motivation and how to overcome the mental challenges of learning a language. This is where having clear goals becomes critical. Instead of a vague goal like, I want to be fluent, it's better to set SMART goals. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So instead of, I want to improve my speaking, a SMART goal would be, I will have a 15-minute conversation in English with a language partner twice a week for the next 3 months. This goal is specific, you can measure it, it's achievable, it's relevant to your fluency, and it has a time limit. This clarity keeps you focused and motivated.
Setting goals is one thing, but facing the fear of speaking is another. It's probably the biggest hurdle for learners. I remember when I was learning Spanish, I was terrified of making mistakes. I was in a small cafe in Madrid and I wanted to order a coffee, but I was so nervous that I just stood there silently. Finally, I took a deep breath and just said the words, probably with a terrible accent. The barista smiled, understood me perfectly, and handed me my coffee. It was a small moment, but it taught me that making a mistake is not failure. It's how you learn. The goal is communication, not perfection.
That's a powerful story, Rea, and it leads to another common challenge, the learning plateau. This is that frustrating feeling when you've been studying for months, but you feel like you're not getting any better. It's a natural part of the process. The key is to change things up. If you've been focused on grammar, switch to watching movies. If you've been doing a lot of listening, try a writing challenge. Sometimes focusing on a very specific, small skill, like mastering a single difficult sound, can help you feel like you're making progress again. And don't be afraid to take a short break. Sometimes a few days away from active study can help your brain consolidate everything you've learned.
Absolutely. And that brings us to the final and perhaps most important point. The journey to fluency is a marathon, not a sprint. Consistency will always beat intensity. Celebrate your small wins, understanding a joke in a movie, having a short, successful conversation, or finally mastering a tricky grammar rule. These victories fuel your motivation for the long term. Write 3 to 5 new English words every day. Review them often. Small steps create big results. Sleep well, take breaks. A relaxed brain learns faster. The biggest challenge isn't starting, it's staying consistent all year. Motivation comes and goes, that's normal. What matters is not quitting.
If you miss a day, don't give up. Just continue the next day.
Mistakes are part of learning English. Don't be afraid of them. By the end of 2026, you can be speaking English with confidence if you stay consistent. So tell us, what is your English learning plan for 2026?
Leave a comment and make a promise to yourself today.
If this episode helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's learning English too.
We'll be here every week to help you improve your English step by step.
Thanks for listening, and let's make 2026 the year you finally speak English with confidence.
See you next time.